Hello. Hey, can you hear me? Hi. So, if you follow the Thought Spot, I was watching some of her videos today, and yeah. Let's see. I'm trying for a little bit, but let's see all the texture. I'm painting her as Katana from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I got inspired to do her that way because of some of her videos. Where she talks about meditation and physically releasing your anger to process, and then to physically process those emotions, because otherwise when you hold them in and just analytically process, the physical part of it gets trapped in our bodies. And I just thought that was really great. It's something that I think I'm going to try to start doing. And there was like a lot of suggestions and stuff. I don't know, maybe I can link the videos I was watching below once I upload this. Yeah, so for me, it was actually Paige. And this is what I have done with her since yesterday. Geez, I can have a hard time with the camera here. It's so cute. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. And I just thought I'm going to go ahead and draw some. So, let's see. Okay, no, stop doing that. Stop telling me what to do. Let's see. Oh yeah, I saved that image last night, so I wouldn't have to look for it again. I think. Right? I did. I thought I did. No! I thought I saved it. Why? Well then. We'll just have to hit the back button 1,000,000 times. I'm glad I watched that though, because... Oh, thanks. How are you doing tonight, TJ? Rock and roll type of dude guy. So what does a rock and roll type of dude guy entail? You had a show last night. Wait, someone had a show last night. I'm sorry, like, last night was the most people I've had on a stream before, so I thought, I think I was trying to get used to what everybody was saying. Somebody was, though. Oh, that's so cool. I've been in 3 bands, and 2 of them I had the same bass player, but I was the singer. I forgot where I was going with that. Wow. I had this sudden urge to yawn. And then I ignored it and it went away. Because we can't have that. Alright, so I guess I should share what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to see like what outfit I want, but I had already picked one that I liked last night. It was fancy, and I think Meg is fancy and deserves to have a fancy outfit. Oh, please, give me the fancy. It was like that outfit. It was like that one. Oh, maybe I should do the iconic hat. The first band I was in, I was a backup singer. It was when I was in high school for a Christian punk rock band. It's funny. But, I mean, they said Christian punk rock, but all the music wasn't, like, Christian. I remember, like, having to memorize in 30 minutes all the lyrics to White Wedding. Hey, little sister, if you want. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Ow! That was fun. That was really fun because it was a lot of jumping up and down on stage. And I always went on stage barefoot, and we had that glitter gel back then in the 90s, and I would just like put it like that, like that was fun. And then I was in another band that was like, I don't know if you just call it experimental or something, but that's where I did the cover for the Wild Horses song that you've heard. And then the last band I was in, I guess you would call it like alternative rock or something. Our drummer was phenomenal. The guitarist was great. And then our bass player was a sound engineer, so he did all of our, he like professionally recorded our demo, and well, I miss it, but at the same time, I had so much anxiety every single time we had to go on stage. Like, they would have to, like, basically, I would have, like, a freak out every time, and they would have to, like, calm me down and, like, convince me to go on stage. It's kind of ridiculous, but, the very first time I went on stage, as a backup singer for the first band, I looked at the crowd and I immediately, like, my mind went blank and I just stood there for the first song. I was just like I completely went mute. I don't know what happened, but that I was so like, I don't even know what to say, like if that was embarrassment or what that was, but you think we should do our hat? Can we save this? Save to photos. And I like this outfit, but I want to do it, like, make sure it's the same as the photo. Yeah, I was on Instagram and I was looking up, I don't know, I was just doing stuff on Instagram, but Paige Lael is releasing her new book called Doesn't Everyone Feel This Way? I think that's what it's called. And she has pre-orders for her hardback and also for her audiobook, which you can get on Audible. I've actually never spoken directly to her. I recently sent her a message today, but like I've never actually talked to her. Like, she's never messaged me or anything. But I'm really excited about that book, especially since she's gonna narrate. There was a sample of it on Instagram of her narrating the book, and I was like, yay. So let's find us the picture we already found yesterday and we can't find it now, of course, 'cause we're on a stream and we'll be boring and we'll make people want to go away 'cause we can't find what we're looking for. Adorable. So adorable. Actually, that makes so much sense because I don't know. I just something about the personality makes me think of Meg. And it's not just the bangs, okay? I promise. See ya, TJ. Thanks for coming. I do not remember scrolling through this many to find it. Maybe I just skipped over it on accident. Let's see. Is anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Come on now. I hear you're feeling down. Can't ease your pain. You on your feet again. Relax. I need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain you already see. Ships won't go on. You're only coming through one way. Your lips move, but I can't hear it say. Hey Google, lounge light on.
Sure, turning lounge on.
Seriously? Don't be like that. I'm taping this off because I'm gonna do like a muted striped background for this one. Honestly, it's always better painting wise to do the background first, but a lot of times for me personally, the background doesn't come to me until after I've already started, so just kind of fortunate this time. And hey, look, I'm gonna use actual paint this time. Wow! Good old Liquitex. I feel really bad for telling S I would be here, and then it took me forever to get on. And now she's not here. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I got distracted. I'm gonna be honest. Because I don't like not being honest, and I will take the consequences for my actions, which was I wanted to make the YouTube thumbnail video thing, picture thingamajigger for the video, because last time it took me like an hour to figure out how to resize image, and this time I decided to go to Canva and just create one real quick. But that obviously wasn't very quick, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay, I have like page layouts like end of the video song being stuck in my head. This is the end of the video song. How come I can't remember the next line? Can you hear this? Like, I literally, like, listened to it over and over. Why can't I remember it? Oh, I know. It's because people are watching me. Actually, I don't even know if anyone's in here right now. I don't think so. I have live chat on, but I don't see anybody in here. OS. Random other extra phone. Let me see if I can look on Instagram. And are you on there? Oh, I was just like singing like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Hi S. Sorry, the reason why I was late, honestly, the honest truth, is because it's my fault. It's all my fault. I had a hard time last time making the thumbnail image for the video, and I couldn't figure it out, and I'm like, why is this so hard? And so this time I decided, okay, I'll just make it on Canva. But then I got on Canva, and what happened was it was too fun, and I got stuck doing that. And then I was like, oh my god, you need to go back. You need to go, you need to just do it. Just do it. Okay, now that I have this on here, if I were me, where would I put the ruler that I was going to hang here, but I didn't? Did it fall? Did I shove it in a crack? What you been up to, S? I need a ruler. I need a ruler. Give me 1 sec, I'm gonna get a ruler. Alright, I'm back. Zamboni Face Swartz, you play bass. Oh, I think he left already. I thought he left. This is the end of the video song. Am I making this more complicated than it needs to be? It's possible. I'm marking where I'm going to cut the tape. It's not gonna be perfect, but that's okay, right? Right. Because it's fine. It's totally fine. You can do better than that. I know you can. I know that you can, but you don't have to. You don't have to. I don't want to. You don't have to. Don't want to. You don't have to. It's okay. It's okay. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. This is not the right kind of X-Acto knife. This is the swivelly one, and it's just not. I have so many of them, and I don't know where any of them are at all. Maybe they're in my clay drawer. Oh, you came back. Back with one of those little rockin' beats. Possibly in this drawer of mayhem. Possibly in this drawer of mayhem. It's not, but I found something else. It's just as sharp, you'll see. It's not the same, but it's okay with me. Everything doesn't have to be the same. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. We are just gonna do the thing we know. We can. We can. Sorry, I'm just seeing like everything I'm thinking. Like, I'm on a video. I must be entertaining. I must entertain the people here. Otherwise, they will leave. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Nope, 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 nope. Hold on. Hair is getting in my eyes and I can't take it. Grr. Stop it. My boyfriend loves how creative my room is done. Oh, thank you. Thank you, boyfriend. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. You know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to still do the idea, but I'm going to do it different because I want it to be fun, not technical. I don't want a technical. Okay, we're going to use a muted yellow. Stop it. Obey your master. Master of paints is putting you in your case. You can't see what I'm struggling with, but there was like a little piece of plastic that came off the canvas and it was like on my foot, and I just... It's crazy because I need everything to be organized, but then I start making stuff and then it like gets all unorganized, and then like I spend like a bunch of time reorganizing it again, and then just to mess it up all again. And it's a vicious cycle that is kind of exhausting. Okay, so last night I showed y'all these the pride putties. And if I just want to sit there and like play with one like this, it's really relaxing. These two were the ones that I ended up enjoying the most playing with them. I spent the entire night after the video, after the stream, I got ready for bed, and then I laid down and I just kept watching episodes of Blacklist until I had every single avocado piece taken out of it, and then proceeded to... I put makeup on today for you guys. You know, I'm actually diagnosed ADHD. So I sat there doing this. Until I had each little thing. I don't know how well you can see if I hold it like that. It's kind of a little thick one. It's very like, I like it because it doesn't bend. And if I rub my nail on it, I can feel just a slight texture from it. Almost like they were, I don't know if you can 3D print something that tiny, but I don't know how they were made. But anyway, it was great. And immediately, like, I just played with it like a few times for like less than a minute, and then I shoved them all back in. And then I was like, okay, going to sleep. But I didn't pick my lips or my fingers. Yay! And I was very disappointed with this because it says glow, which I assumed meant that it glows in the dark. So I had my phone, this is the jack-o'-lantern. Oh my gosh, hold it right. Mini glow thinking putty from Crazy Errands. It didn't glow. I held my flashlight on my phone up to it. Like, I even stretched it as thin as it would go. Like, literally. And I was just like holding the light on it forever, like forever. And it never glowed. And I was really sad about that. So sad. Maybe I should tell them. I should do a review of all of the putties that I get. Oh, and I ordered it from their actual website. I'm going to put that there, and hopefully that light will charge it. I don't know. I'm going to say that I love the color of this, and I love the iridescent sparkles in it, but I don't know how I feel about the stabby little stars that are in it. Like, it's like, I guess, that kind of plastic kind of confetti stuff. Actually, I'm not feeling it right now, but every once in a while I get, yeah, right there, when it starts poking out the edge. Yeah, even these, they're scratchy. It's pretty, but it's scratchy. I don't like the scratchy. Ouch. It's like little needles stabbing me. Yeah. Anyway, so Yeah, it's a replacement stem. You were here last night when I pulled out my big binder, right? I think it's faded. It was more than that earlier. You saw my big fat binder. It's like this thick that I am. They are making the schedule right now for. They're finalizing the month or whatever. I don't know. I'm supposed to be getting a phone call this month. Well, someone told me a few phone calls ago, the 26th, that I would get a phone call. But then another person said, well, I don't know why they would tell you an exact day because we haven't finalized the schedule or whatever. I don't know. But I thought I was getting a call this month. But I was told that they're finalizing the schedule, and as soon as they do that, they'll give me a call. But I am the next on the waiting list for evaluation. So, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid, and then as an adult, I was struggling at work, and I had an evaluation for ADHD as an adult again. Okay, so like I have done my research. I still doubt myself, but yeah. But I woke up this morning and immediately came upstairs, and I've been up here ever since, and it's like 7 p.m. now, so it's like, no, let's see, I came up here around 10. And I've just been doing stuff, but I'll show you. My updates. I'm still like not feeling the page. I'm just gonna turn that one off. I'm still not feeling the face on her, but okay, this is so annoying. Why won't it? It's the way the phone is angled, I guess, because I'm using desktop view. But yeah, there she is with her lollipops. I fixed her arm situation. I don't know. I feel like I could do more with this, but at the same time, I feel like I need to make sure I can get through all of them before I define them all the way. Okay, so this one is the thought spot. Excuse me, paints. And I have a lot of texture. I used some old paint that was like almost dried out. It was like super thick. It's so cool. It's like this like pearlescent effect, but I chose to do her as Katana from Avatar: The Last Airbender because of a lot of her she did show a scene of Katana and Aang in one of her videos talking about I forget what she called it, but it was basically like sharing your calmness with someone that's having emotional dysregulation. And and then I also watched her doing this is actually a screenshot of her. I had to play her video in 0.25 speed to get her in this position, but it was her doing yoga. but she was talking about meditation, and she explained meditation in a very different way than what I've always known it to be. And I really, really appreciated that. Like, I feel like I had an epiphany today with her videos. And these are all separate videos, but she was talking about releasing anger physically from the body, not just the thought process. And how different ways, like, you know, you can use martial arts, and like children already know how to like get that energy out by moving their bodies, and how we've been basically taught out of doing that. But that she had learned, and I forget, she had a link to a book or something, that if you hold those feelings in and only process it mentally, that you're basically, the energy of the physical energy of the anger and those feelings are turned inwards towards you, and then it can manifest as like body pain and illness and things like that. And I'm like, oh, is that what's going on with me? I did used to do martial arts and yoga. But ever since I've been in burnout, like I used to roller skate, and I did Northern Shaolin, Long Fist, Wushu, which is a type of Kung Fu. I've done Tai Chi and Taekwondo and yoga and different types of yoga. Yeah. And then some other videos I was watching today were Yosemite Sam. When I'm doing like art of somebody, I'm really trying to capture their essence. So like the one of neurodivergent of Jen, I used on her wand the on Instagram, she had a post where she had the periodic table of elements as a spectrum. Like, they have a spectrum of light for each element. And her symbol on her merch shop is actually a periodic table element, which is AU for autistic or autism. And so I used that symbol in her wand for Glinda the Good Fairy and the spectrum coming out of it. Like, that's was my thinking behind all of that. All right, I'm going to make myself some mustardy yellow, or maybe I already have some. Some Naples. Get some Naples on here. The lollipops is because Bubblegum Princess, and she's princess of the Candy Kingdom. But why I chose bubblegum for her, wow, I'm gonna get paint on my black jacket, that's fun. Why I chose the Bubblegum Princess for her is because the character herself is like very colorful and like positive, but also like she's very, like, she's a ruler, right? She's but she's a very just and loyal ruler and friend. And Paige is always advocating, and she has very she's true to her convictions, with what she believes. And I thought that really resonated with that character. So that's why I picked that. Yeah, I considered having her as an elf also, actually, before I did that, and I thought about making her a fairy. And I don't know, it's like I have to go through this whole mental process of looking at images of the ideas that are going through my head, and then also watching their videos and looking at pictures of them before I settle on an idea. And sometimes I just start doing it and it comes organically without an idea. And it like is just intuitive painting, I guess. And then other times I'll have a whole idea and I'm painting it all out, and then I'm like, no, I have this better idea, and I gotta repaint the whole thing. So, I mean, life of an artist. All this work just because I struggle making a straight line. And I just now realize this is skinnier here than there, but oh well. You get what you get. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I don't remember where I heard that from, but I don't think it's a very nice thing to say to someone, but I tend to repeat things a lot. I guess that's echolalia or echolalia. Paige called it echolalia today, but I always thought it was echolalia. I don't know. Maybe it's a difference in location. Now, typically you'd want to wait. I'm not a waiter. I can't wait. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick you here on the side so I don't have to keep messing with you. It seems like that binder is organized, but I feel like there's so much missing. Like, I don't have any of my medical records or school records from when I was a kid. And, like, my mom's brain is, like, disorganized when it comes to remembering things. Like, I mean, it was so long ago. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I just mean, like, that was a long time ago. I'm, 45 years old. Am I supposed to, like, have her remember every tiny detail of everything, I don't know. But what is the correlation? Okay. The first time that I watched Jen, I thought of an elf. Yeah, I get what you mean about the mental process. The intuition is most likely from ADHD. I get that all the time. Wait, what word is that? And the Palialia? Palialia. What is that? Palil? I don't know what that is. I don't know if I'm spelling it right, but that's what I was saying. Echolalia. Is that what you're talking about? Are you you don't have to answer this. Are you self-diagnosed or have you been evaluated? Are you autistic or just ADHD, or are you ADHD? Like, you know, as uneven as that is, I might as well have just whatever. No, don't fall. Stay. Do not get dirt in you. Sorry, my slime just fell, and I don't want dirty slime. Oh, not slime. I actually hate slime. I don't like sticky stuff. It's kind of funny because while I'm doing art, I get paint all over my hands. Okay, so you've never been diagnosed with any of those things? I don't mean that in a judgmental way. I'm just curious if you've ever been diagnosed with anything. Dude. Okay, we're gonna mix muted turquoise with Naples yellow hue and see what happens. As soon as I find what I did with that baby palette. Baby palette. It's funny, it says I've had 9 views, but like only 2 people have spoken on here. Yeah, the repetition of one's own words. Philalia. Philalia? Is that a thing? I almost used the wrong thing. Come on now. Get it together. Assemble your feces. I need more of you because you are delightful. I'm going for kind of like a grayish green a little bit. Annoying. Okay. Hey, Thuggy. I am in one of those not knowing what to say sort of moods. I also had a massive curry. What do you mean? What's a massive curry? Curry is you mean like the blend of seasonings like they use for Indian food? Curry? I don't. Also had a massive curry. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by massive. Oh, I was right. Oh, does that mean you're like tired? Because you ate a lot of food? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time. Like I don't I'm not really good at like reading between the lines or whatever. Or like when someone's insinuating something, I'm like, just tell me directly what you mean. I'm really confused. You're waiting on an evaluation. Okay, so I'm officially diagnosed ADHD, CPTSD, um, generalized anxiety disorder, um, depression. I don't know how they worded that on there, but at one point, for many years, seeing this one particular doctor, I was diagnosed and treated for bipolar disorder, which I can't locate him now, and I don't have any record of that anymore, which that's not cool. But years later, I was told by a therapist and then also by another psychiatrist that I wasn't bipolar, that I had CPTSD and then anxiety and depression. When I asked that doctor if I had autism, I was like, do you think I could have autism? Or I'm like, I think I might be. It's possible. Because I really relate to a lot of the traits, and then he immediately shut that down. He was just like, no, you're definitely not. I'm like, okay. When I'm doing this, I'm thinking of like house painters that do that for a living and how precise they can be with their paintbrushes, and I'm like, y'all are awesome. Hey, Scott. Yeah. But I do have family members that have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, autism, ADHD, and Tourette syndrome. And I have a few members that I think, like, 2 people that were diagnosed with bipolar were also girls that are definitely not bipolar. Like, they really seem like they fall into the autism category for me. I don't even know why. They must have, like, I feel like girls get misdiagnosed with bipolar when they were having, like, meltdowns and then, like, shame from them or something. Like, it's that just because it's just, yeah, I don't know. Just seems it's so misdiagnosed. I feel like I'm using the wrong brush, but I'm like being stubborn and not wanting to switch brushes for some reason. So for those of you that don't know, this is the background for Meg from I'm Autistic Now What, and I will be painting her in the style of Lydia from Beetlejuice. Oh my god, I had to take lithium. That was so horrible. At one point, I felt in my body like I have to stop taking this. I took it for years and I felt like it wasn't doing anything. I'm like, when the doctor would ask me, is it helping? I'm like, I don't know, I guess. Like, I've taken a lot of different medications and all I ever notice is like the side effects. I don't ever really notice a difference in like my mood or anything like that. Although some medications have made me angry before, or irritable, I guess. But oftentimes I just don't, or sleepy, which is funny because I have problems sleeping and I've literally taken multiple different types of sleep aids, including trazodone, which is supposed to knock you out like a horse. But for me, I could stay awake on it. It's crazy. And it's scary because the longest I stayed up was for 4 nights straight. And at that point, everything is really surreal and it's scary. It's not fun. It's debilitating for sure. My sleep issues are very debilitating. And no amount of routine, like winding down. People are like, exercise. I'm like, I've done all of the things, okay? I have had insomnia since I was as far back as my memory goes. So I don't think that it's going to ever be something that I can control. And if there is something out there that can help with it, I haven't found it yet. So I do think that when I am more active, though, if I have any kind of like changes in my life going on, or like stressors, it doesn't matter how many good things I'm doing, that the bad always outweighs in the category for sleep for me. I don't know, it just does. Any little thing that's off, and I would have to sleep with, I don't like things touching my face. I have to sleep a certain position. The temperature of the room has to be a certain way. I have to feel like there's circulation, and then I can't feel like my skin dry, or I can't stand any light or noises. Like I can tell if there's something dripping or creaking, or even like a little red dot light on a like TV or anything like that bothers me. And anyone that's ever like lived with me has, basically got annoyed that I had to have the room a certain way. Like, even if it wasn't hot, I would want the fan on, because I have a really hard time regulating my body temperature. So I'll be I don't know if it's like this with everyone, but if I'm moving around or doing something, I'll get hot, and then I have to cool off all the way. I don't know. It's just, I don't even mean like moving around a lot. I just mean the temperature barely has to change for me to notice it. All right. This like only looks like what I envisioned by 10%. But you know what? We're going to take that 10%, guys. We're going to take it. You know why? Because we still have a whole stack of paintings to do. And it is the 22nd, and my show goes up on the 1st. So guess what? If I want to include everyone in this, which I don't have to, but I want to, then I need to just do it. All right? We'll go back with touch-ups later. I need to let this dry a little bit. Let me read what y'all were saying. Yeah, it made me feel ill. Oh, I was saying that about the lithium. Like, I literally got to the point where I felt like it was poisoning me. It felt like I had no other way to explain it other than it felt like my body felt poisoned. And so I stopped taking it. That's perfect for her. I don't know what was I saying that you said that is perfect for her? Beetlejuice? You mean Lydia from Egg? Only feels, yeah, I only feel the side effects, and I thought that it was just like, But I didn't want them to keep experimenting on me. They just kept. And so the reason I know for a fact that it wasn't helping is because I'd still get overstimulated. I'd still have my meltdowns. I would still be the same person. And people would say, "Did you take your medicine today?" And I'm like, that is so mean. If I did. And they're like, "Oh, not trying to be mean. It's just you're acting crazy, or you're really acting hyper, or you can calm down, or like maybe you need the doctor to adjust your meds, stuff like that." It like my whole life has been like that. It's very hurtful. I'm fascinated by everybody's differences too. It's like all these little things that I have been experiencing my whole life. The migraines, the sounds that hurt my ears that don't hurt other people's ears, or the everything seeming too bright, or like sometimes a pitch is fine of a voice and sometimes it's not. And I guess it depends on like what other stimuli I've had that day or in that moment. But the sensory overload thing, and I can be understimulated, like all that stuff. And then the body issues, like the digestion issues and the pickiness with food. Like when I was a kid, I wanted blonde food. Like if you made pancakes or anything that was baked, it couldn't have any brown on it. Bananas too. Even if it has one freckle on it, it smells and tastes different to me. And I can't do it. And strawberries, if they're not firm and a certain way, I can't eat it. I'm very picky about everything. I don't know. And people just said I was picky. Or they'd say something like, "What are you, like a princess or something?" Or "You're so sensitive," like emotionally and like as far as being particular about certain things that I like or don't like, or things need to be a certain way for me to like handle it. Well, I'm glad somebody relates. I've felt like my whole life nobody relates, so I just don't talk. I got to a point where it's like, following all of the rules all the time is very hard for me. And I'm like, why can't I just be normal? Why is it so hard? And then people just, coming home from work after masking all day and then being asked and then wanting to just fall asleep. I just completely have no more energy. And they're like, why are you so tired? You shouldn't be tired. All you did today was teach. Like, I mean, you're just in a classroom. It's not like you were doing construction work or anything. And I'm like, you have no idea. Like, and then I would sit there and try to explain all the things I had to do. And they're like, if I had that job, I would love it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but you don't understand. And nobody understands. Even thinking of it right now is like making my head hurt trying to explain it. Well, maybe it won't be hard because the doctors that I saw before that gave me like the bipolar diagnosis, he doesn't practice anymore. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I don't know if my pediatrician's alive anymore. I can't find them. Like, I can only find their last location, and if I call that number, it's a different place now. I love the idea of helping others, and I can teach art. It's just everyone needs to like self-manage their behavior, and I can't deal with that part of it. I have like two songs like trying to mash together in my head, and I'm not really sure what the second one is. I hate that, and it's like I'm having to like keep replaying it till I acknowledge what it is. It's annoying. I like this brand Holbein. I accidentally got this acrylic one, but I use their Aqua Duo, which is an oil paint that washes with water. Oops. Guess we're finger painting. Sometimes you just have to use your hand for a palette. It's totally fine. Now 9 Inch Nails is in my head. I have a constant playlist in my head or video. It's either like a playlist of music or video. Sometimes it's both. Is anybody else thinking video? And also like an internal monologue or dialogue with self. Yeah, Beetlejuice is so cool. And also, like the movie, Winona Ryder, like I love Winona Ryder. Um, and if you haven't seen Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie and Girl Interrupted, you need to see that. I liked it. I liked it. Angelina Jolie before she was famous. Like I liked her roles, like those roles more than the ones that she, like the action ones and stuff. I prefer the psychological kind of stuff, I guess. When I was in high school and all the way through my 20s, and well, all the way till now, even, but like even more so then, I could literally listen to the same freaking album over and over and over for like months. So, why am I telling all this? Because I have one of those songs in my head. Just 9 Inch Nails. I love 9 Inch Nails. Like the pain in his music, I just so relate it to that, like anger and frustration, and how I just felt like everyone was a liar and was I didn't understand not being able to like be yourself. Like I just didn't understand why everybody needed to be like robots, this plastic version of themselves. So I listened to some angry music. The Bone Collector. The Bone Collector. I don't know. What kind of music do I like? I like a lot of different things. I like Screecology, which is like I don't even know what that would be called. Um, have you been spangled? Led Zeppelin. Um, Grimes. I know a lot of people like disapprove of Sia, but I like Sia. And I don't know, do people realize that she is actually autistic? Um, yeah, Sia's autistic, and she has a really hard time with change, and so it kind of makes sense that she didn't want to cast somebody else, because she had a hard time making anything without that specific person that she's comfortable with. I can relate to that. I also get why people are upset about it, but at the same time, sometimes I think even autistic people as much as we want to be represented, and we should be, that doesn't, I don't know. It's like saying, in my eyes, I'm like, well, but she played the role, but the role wasn't written by an autistic person. It was written by an autistic person who decided to cast an autistic person to play out the part that they wrote. I don't know what y'all think about that, but I love Sia, and and when she didn't understand why people were upset about it, hello, isn't that a sign of her being autistic? She actually relapsed over the whole ordeal. It stressed her out so much. She was very distraught about the whole thing. I mean, come on. It's not like she needs the money. I don't think she's stressed about that. I think probably being perceived. Think about it. Sia doesn't want to be perceived. Exactly. And I think that's why they connect. I considered that too, that maybe Maddie is also, and I mean, it's not for me to decide, but Sia did get a diagnosis of autism. That's an actual fact. And it's also a fact that she does hide her face, as though not wanting to be perceived. Those are all facts. And if you listen to her lyrics, I mean, I don't know. I find her music very relatable. And the way she goes about fame is very relatable. And if I am correct about my diagnosis, and we will find out soon, I'm still not a doctor. So, I mean, that's how I feel about it. And you know what? If people don't want to like me because I like Sia, then oh well. I've been not liked my whole life. So, go ahead. It's like when you grow a callus over not caring because that it's like you come to expect it. It's sad, but it's true. Okay. Because at this point in the game of life, I am exhausted and I don't have time to people please like I used to. That's what burnt me out, is trying to adhere to all these silly rules about how to dress and how to talk and how to look and how to... It's like, I'm here to teach art. Can I just do that? That's it. That's all I want it to do. I want to do all that other stuff. And now I'm in a position where I don't have to work right now. And I'm just focused on my art. And I honestly don't know how anybody else out there who has lived an undiagnosed life without accommodations and has been judged their whole lives and has struggled through all that. I don't know how they get to my age and keep going. I don't know how, because I got to the end where I was like, I can't. but I got magically saved. I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies. And also, autistic people are easier to take advantage of and exploit. And also, autistic people can exploit others, and not even mean to, or not realize that they're doing it. So, I mean, any of those scenarios are possible, but the fact remains is that Sia was diagnosed as autistic. So, why is the autistic community throwing her under the bus? No, that's not how you use that saying. I feel like they're bullying her right now. And maybe it's because they assumed she wasn't autistic. They made an assumption, and instead of asking questions like, hey, why did you decide to do that? Well, because I can't work with anyone else. I feel like I can't. Oh, really? Why do you feel that way? Like, and then just say, like, it hurts my heart that because, well, first of all, did anyone even ask if Maddie or Sia was autistic before they started getting mad? Like, did anyone ask? And here's another thing. Do people have to publicly be autistic in order to represent the autistic community? That's another thing. Because these people are like, their whole lives are under a microscope. They're famous, right? So that's already hard. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people put people that are famous to a higher standard than they would put themselves, and that's not fair. Especially since autistic people are drawn to the arts and are drawn to acting because of the masking that they've had to do their entire lives. So, but yeah, I do definitely think that autistic people should have an autistic voice out there, and but I also think that the whole, okay, I'm trying to find the words, guys, to say what I mean. I'm really trying. I feel like I don't know the words sometimes. I know what I mean in my head, but the actual words for the images in my head, I don't know how to translate them sometimes. It's really hard. And I feel like I would use approximation language and then be misunderstood, and that's gotten me like in conflict in the past, and so then I just end up shutting down and not talking about it at all and just feeling defeated without even trying to explain because of the trauma from trying to explain myself in the past and being misunderstood. Does that make sense? Okay, let me read what y'all are saying. Yeah, Maddie might be autistic. Bingo, the dog always gave me awful feelings growing up. Maybe because I don't. Oh, yeah. My first taste of EDM music was when I was very fixated on. Oh, hi, Lauren. No, Scott. No, no, no. We're not doing that song. Yeah, and people are still being mean about it. Why do you think she wanted to do a video about it in the first place? Because when she does, I don't know if a lot of people know this about Sia, but she actually writes music for famous people. She doesn't have to perform. The stuff that she actually performs is very personal to her. And then she also writes music for people like Rihanna. Um, I'm trying to think of names, but like famous people. You wouldn't realize, oh, that's a Sia song. Just look up Sia songs and you'll see. Songs written by Sia that other famous people sing. Um, but I don't think that she would have made a movie like that if she didn't identify that way. And Maddie, the way I perceive it is Maddie is a personification, a projection of Sia, because Sia doesn't want to be perceived directly. She wants to be perceived through her art. And so, as an autistic person, a lot of us, I've heard, and I have felt myself, that there are parts of us that eternally feel childlike. And I thought that that's what she was trying to convey with having a child represent her, is that is a part of her, and that her music and her art is a form of her healing that inner child. That's how I see it. But I don't know about her wanting to represent it for her friend. Maybe that's what she said. But think about it, guys. How many times have we explained our behaviors and feelings and things that we've done on other things that we've reflected back on now as, oh my gosh, it's because I'm autistic? You hear what I'm saying? Like, so many things that we shamed ourselves for, and we had to come up with a reasoning. And sometimes we thought we knew what that reasoning was. And sometimes we had to pull one out of our, you know? So, at least that's my experience. Exactly. And exactly. She inherently related to autistic people. Have you ever wish that you were deaf? And then now realize that the reason you were wishing that is because overstimulation all your life, and how much easier it would be if I would miss music, and I would miss some sounds, but in the hard times, in the very hard times, and also being expected to verbally communicate because people know I can talk. They expect me to. And sometimes I feel like I can't. And sometimes I feel like no matter what I say, it's going to be wrong. I will be perceived wrongly. Because I only have an approximation of language to explain it to someone that doesn't understand it from the inside. And that is why, my friends, autism is a social and a communicational and social disability. It's a neurological condition that affects both social and communication. Whatever. I'm trying to say it correctly, but I think you get my gist. Yeah, and I still want to know why they haven't made sunglasses for the nose, so I don't have to smell things I don't want to smell. I didn't mean to make myself so big. But I just feel like we should have some compassion for Sia. Like, honestly, she's gotten me through a lot of hard times. Her music has. And people try to rag on her about Elastic Heart video. That's my favorite video. And what it makes me think of is my dad and me. So I don't know. I once had in college, I once had a class, an honors course in government, and it was only 6 students in the class, and the teacher was an ex-CIA agent, and for our assignments, he used declassified papers or whatever. And so our assignments, we would have to read these things prior to class because the class was meant for discussion. The reason I'm telling you this is for a very good reason. Before we would have our discussions, he would like to make points sometimes. So he would show us a picture. I remember him showing us a picture, and it was like a street, and it was like buildings on both sides, and there were like people that like had guns pointed at other people, and like, you know, military vehicles and like a tank or something like that. And he made us sit there and look at the image and discuss what we thought was going on in the image. So we would have a discussion, And then we were given multiple choice captions. Which caption do you think goes with this? And we would discuss that and vote. And then he would tell us what the actual caption was. And it was crazy because it wasn't anything that we thought it was going to be. And the point of that was, he said, always look at the image in like an article or newspaper or whatever. Always look at that. Cover up the caption and look at it for a few minutes and use your own mind to try to figure out what's going on before you listen to what other people have to say about it. And the reasoning behind this is, once we have associated what people have to say about something, the caption of something we've witnessed, it's very hard to undo that thought. It's a lot easier to come to your own conclusions and understandings and have an open mind about what might be happening in the image, and to think about, and this can be applied to Sia. This could be applied to other people that have done things that people have taken the wrong way, like J.K. Rowling, who was said she's a transphobe, but she's actually not. And Roseanne Barr, who said something and that ruined her career because they said she was racist. But I'm pretty sure that she came out as autistic also. So it's crazy how the very people that offend us sometimes are offending us because they're masking as neurotypical, but they don't know better. Like, does that make sense? Did I make any sense at all just now? Yeah, Roseanne, there's conflicting information online, but I had heard before she has autism. I see online that she said that she has autism and other people aren't giving her credit. They're like mad because they're like, you said something offensive. You're offensive. You're so offensive. We're gonna blacklist you. You're offensive. You can't be one of us because you're offensive. Dude, the whole reason I'm gonna have a snack. The whole reason that I need a diagnosis is 'cause I'm all misunderstood. And people think I'm rude and crazy. And maybe I am. And I don't care because you don't have to live here with me. Yeah, I mean, Hollywood treats actors like their property. Like, They're acting. And here's another thing. Here's a really crazy thought. I'm going to tell you a crazy thought, and then I'm going to tell you a really crazy thought, because that's just how my mind is. So the crazy thought is, what if, I forgot what I was going to say. Let me get it. It'll come back. It's so good too. Oh my God. Oh, the crazy thing is, none of us even know these people in real life. Like, we literally don't know them. We only know stuff by hearsay. That is what media is. It is hearsay. That is all it is. It's gossip. Even this, us talking now on this YouTube channel, is gossip about them. Yes, it is. And here's the super extra crazy. What if none of y'all exist? What if all of y'all are just bots? Too far? Did I go too far that time? Sometimes I will use that, like, question everything, all or nothing. If I can't see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, feel it, then I question its existence. So if people are arguing over conspiracy theories, like, I'm like, how do I even know that New York exists if I never even went there before? And then they're like, well, they don't want to argue with me anymore. Or they don't want to try to convince me of their thing. And I'm like, yay, I'm uninvited. I mean, if you think about it, it is. We're already programmed by our DNA, right? Like a computer's programmed. And our hardware, our bodies, are influenced by its environment, you know? You're a bot. I'm sorry, I just munched this in front of y'all. I hadn't really eaten much today. This stuff is so good. With these. Oh my God. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. I don't know how that turned into like a very epic drum solo of Led Zeppelin in my head just now. All right, back to our task. Wait, this weird thing that I'm doing that y'all don't know what I'm trying to do, but we're gonna have Give me the fat one. Give me that fat one. Give me that. Look at this. How am I having a clean brush when the water looks like that? Oh my god, did I get paint on my ear? I'm all like, it feels weird. What's happening? Boop. Hummus in my fridge and I wanna touch it. Was that weird just now? I'm just gonna put the essence of Meg here. Dun 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 dun. Essence Omeg. I almost said messence of egg. Camp. I know, right? People are so judgmental. It's like, if you don't like it, make your own autistic movie. Honestly. Sorry. Not sorry. Was that very autistic thing of me to say, actually? Come to think of it. Why does it feel like I'm not even trying anymore? All right. The hat. Just gotta have that epic hat. Karma police. Essence Omeg. So it's like the creatures from Beetlejuice and his colors, except it's an infinity symbol like autism. Get it? Got it? I just reminded you that you have hummus in your fridge. Yummy! I know there's an idea of quantum consciousness, that the idea is that consciousness is innate in the universe and the brain picks up on it, sort of like a TV antenna. I once convinced myself out of believing in spirits and that, and then back into believing in it, both by science. Sorry, not sorry. Hi, I'm Katja, the Audi artist, and I'm sorry, not sorry. Here's my disclaimer. I will say whatever comes to my mind because I am too old to care anymore. When people use their age to say they now have a license to wear what they want and say what they want. And I'm like, maybe you're autistic. Everyone's autistic. Brr. Brr. Does anyone here get an aching need for attention? I mean, I am on camera right now, so probably. What the heck are you talking about? At S, they're waking up with. Mike, are you about to stream? I've been on a while. If you're about to stream, let me know because I actually was looking forward to being on your stream today. If you're gonna be there, hey, 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 hey. Yes, it's like holding, and it's not even necessarily like the attention, but it's more like just being able to be my silly self and like get all my energy out the way that I feel comfortable doing, and just like not having to like monitor myself and like stay within the parameters of what, like if I can just be like, hi, it's me, I'm here. Like that's great. But it's nice if I can be myself around others. I mean, because we all want attention, I think. I think everybody longs for that. But it's more about being accepted for who I am. And if I am rejected online, then so be it. Last ditch effort. Though, I could probably have some more structure to my videos, but, I don't want to right now because that's more effort than I have that I can give at the moment. Mike like literally just jumped in and said that and then left and like didn't even answer my question. Grr. I want to see if cuz I thought he said he was going to let me check. You might be an attention whore. You're hilarious. Now all I have to do is put Meg's face there. And then we're done. Bam. Sloppiest one so far. No, I will go back and refine it. I call this the underpainting. I'm going to YouTube on my handheld device. Is he supposed to be like live? um the need for attention caused me pain and anxiety. Yes, but also too much of it causes me pain and anxiety because I need to reset. Aw, thank you. That's so sweet. Why did Mike just jump on and then jump off? Is he maybe he's watching a different stream right now, or maybe he's planning on streaming? Hush, kitty. How long have I been on here? 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours of painting mess. Well, I don't see that he's doing anything. Maybe he just like is doing something. Hi, Stephanie. Do I get hyperfixated on a person? Yes, I can get hyperfixated on a person. I think I'm hyperfixated on the YouTube autism community, like in general, as a collection. Is that weird? It's like, but they're people. I know, and I'm collecting them. That kind of sounds creepy, doesn't it? So like have a collection of people. Yeah, last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been on here 4.5 hours. That was crazy. Imagine having to edit that down to like a 30-minute show that had a point to it. Maybe that's why people wait like a year or something after they've been diagnosed to like actually start like having good quality videos, because it takes a long time to process all of this stuff, you know? But I figured I could start now because you know what? Mike encouraged me to. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for at least 6 years now. And I always was like, I can do art, I can do this, I can do that. But I just had a really hard time getting myself to do it. But now I have two passions: special interest autism, special interest art. Combine that with special interests like making things online. Wow. Bam. And not only that, actual people that I have been communicating with in this community. Like, I feel like I walked into something that I will not easily let go of. You know, this community has been really amazing. And I am nowhere even near organized with what I'm doing over here, but it's a start, right? It's something. And someday I'm going to look back on these videos. I saw a video that Claire did where she was critiquing or reflecting back on one of her older videos, and that gave me when I saw that stark difference, it like gave me so much courage. And you know what? Like, if we only represent 1 or 2% of the entire 8.1 billion people in the world, do you know how hard it is for us to like ever find each other, to connect without the internet? Like, literally had to get to a point where I was so frustrated with everything in life that I just started researching stuff, and then YouTube decided you need to look at this. And I wasn't even researching autism. It popped up. Paige Lyell and Yosemite Sam popped up in my YouTube, like, you might like these. And that was like 4 years ago, I think. 3 or 4 years ago. And I've been seeking a diagnosis ever since then. And here we are. I'm about to get my evaluation. And I think like after like doing research for this long and making accommodations for myself that have actually worked, I'm pretty mostly confident, if the doctor is competent, that I will be validated. And that's really what I'm looking for, is validation. I've always felt like I was an alien. I even at one point asked my mom if I was adopted. And she's like, I saw you being born. There was a mirror and I saw you. And I was like, oh, TMI. um, you know how I'm talking right now? This is my, I guess this is my normal voice, but I don't ever use it. I never use my normal voice because people take it the wrong way when I just talk normal. I'm always like, "Hi. Yeah. Um or like I use a baby voice in a relation, like a romantic relationship. I use like a childish voice. I think subconsciously it's like innocence that you don't want to hurt, like, I don't know, like for a girl, like, you don't want to hurt someone small and innocent and childlike, that, because I feel that way too. Like, I feel childlike in a lot of ways that I don't I feel like my peers have surpassed me in a lot of ways. But then on the other hand, I feel like there's some things that they are missing out on in life just because their brains aren't capable of seeing the world in the same way that I can. Um, but in a way, it's like because of my art, like everyone is like, your writing and your music and your art is so amazing, and I'm constantly criticizing myself for it, but all these people saying like, you're a prolific writer, you could be a writer and all this stuff, and I'm like, but if I have just try to like be in a conversation or be a part of like a job at an organization, I can like mask for only so long. They would never just accept me as I was. And I feel like I spend 90% of the time explaining one sentence that I said and what I meant. And I'm having to like rely on Google Translate in a way, like not literally, but like some kind of, because the ideas in my brain are in video, they're in a different format than um okay, it's like a non-autistic brain is formatted one way and an autistic brain is formatted a different way. But there is the this language in between that we can use, but it's still only a second language for both of us. And so, but we've mastered using that verbal language. Some of us, the ones that are verbal, we've mastered it, but we have a different accent and different dialect, if that makes sense, than neurotypicals do. So it's like going from one part of the world to another and listening to English, and it's hard to understand because they talk differently there, and they have different sayings there. And I kind of think that's what like being neurotypical versus autistic is like when we try to communicate. My voice is relaxing. Thank you. Yeah, I've grossed people out with the baby talk. I write poetry and lyrics, and I have started many a novel that I have not finished, both nonfiction and fantasy. Bye, S. See you later. Thanks for coming out and hanging with me. Thank you for saying that, Stephanie. He, my dad used to say he felt like an alien, and I could relate so much to that. Yeah, I feel like that a lot. Art is an expression of our inner landscape, and if done right, it becomes a window into that inner world. Yeah, that's what I've tried to do. But through my MFA program, I learned that if you explain your art it makes it more relatable and valuable. But sometimes the process in my mind is not a verbal thing, so it takes time that I have to like really sit with it, you know. I think I'm going to go ahead and like let this sit and find a good picture of Meg now, and you know, go use the bathroom and stuff. And yeah, I don't want to stay on here that much, and I need to use the bathroom. So thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with me. And thank you for everything. Remember to like, and if you haven't, subscribe, and I will just keep trying to make videos, and eventually I will have like edited versions and stuff, but right now like I'm just gonna keep coming back without making too many demands on myself, because I am still in burnout. So, you know, I don't want to make promises I can't keep. Bye, Thuggy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, S, Stephanie, TJ, Mike, who's gone now, Scott. Have a good night. And remember, be kind to yourself and others. And remember, there's no I can't, and I'm learning how to make art.